Hello and welcome everybody to Veterans Yoga Project, Veterans Gratitude Week. This is Army Day today, and we're doing about a 1 hour yoga session. This will be a Hatha flow, kind of a restorative, gentle Hatha flow, warming up the body and cooling down and finding gratitude, those five tools of resilience. So for just a quick introduction, my name is Cortez, and I've been with Veterans Yoga Project for about 2 years. As a Veterans Yoga Project 200-hour graduate, and I was a U.S. Army veteran, 8 years in mostly reserve, but about 2 years active. And let's see. So I'm located here in Tampa, Florida, but of course I do about 2 online sessions a week. So please feel free to hop in any of those. On Sundays and Wednesdays at, let's see, we got 6 p.m. and that's Eastern time. So feel free to hop in those. You can find us on the Veterans Yoga Project app or online. Find a class and search by where I'm located or my name, and hop into any of those classes during the week. So do want to say once again, thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much for supporting Veterans Yoga Project. As far as this is our annual fundraiser, so if you'd like to contribute, there are several ways that you can do so. On the website, you can even text to donate, as well as other forms as well. So those will be posted right in the chat. So feel free to donate or contribute, if you're able to. This allows us to bring yoga to more veterans, families, first responders, and communities. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and jump right in. And so we'll start with some breath practices. We'll move into a little bit of asana or movement practice, and then build up the heat, build up some energy, and break it back down to cool down, and then savasana at the end. And of course, the element of gratitude. So wherever you are here, whether you're standing, sitting on your mat, or on a chair, lying down, the only gear that we're going to be using today is our mats. If you use blocks or anything else in your own practice, you definitely can do so. This won't be too intensive, so feel free to use them at whatever's within your practice. So wherever you're at now, just finding our way to a tall spine, finding the feet underneath you and or your sit bones underneath you if you're seated. And then relaxing the shoulders, just allowing them to fall away from the ears. Maybe take a few deep breaths and sigh it away out of the mouth, an audible sound. Bring yourself into your practice today on your mat or in the chair, wherever you are today. Feel free to have the eyes at a soft gaze or closed. And we'll start by just recognizing the breath, a practice of breath awareness. So as we notice our breath in the body, we can notice the quality of the breath. Without changing anything, we have a tendency to want to take a deeper inhale or control the inhale and exhale. Just taking a moment to see what it feels like to let the breath be as it is. And notice what you notice about the breath. All the physiological indicators of the breath. The feeling the cool air entering the body as you inhale through the mouth or the nose. And the warm air exiting the body through the mouth or the nose as you exhale. Noticing where you feel the air. If you're inhaling in through the nose, feeling that slight pressure or coolness in through the nostrils into the nasal sinus, maybe the back of the throat. If you're inhaling through the mouth, maybe the cool air enters into the back of the throat, maybe down into the chest. Again, just checking in to see if we're allowing the breath to be that fine line between controlling the breath and allowing the breath. Moving right into our second breath practice, a 3-part breath. As self-explanatory, just breathing into 3 parts of the body on the inhale and exhale. And so if you'd like to feel a little bit of feedback, you can place one hand on the belly and one hand on the chest. And here will be a little bit more of an intentional breath. So after the next exhale, taking a nice deep inhale first into the lower belly, then the solar plex or lower rib area, and then inhaling into the chest last. And then exhaling out of the chest first, the solar plex and rib area, and then the lower belly last. Lower belly, solar plex, chest on the inhale, chest, solar plex, and lower belly on the exhale. Doing this at your own breath pace. And seeing if you can feel the belly rise in all 4 directions, the solar plex in all 4 directions, and the chest in all 4 directions. And exhaling, feeling the chest lower, the solar plex lower, and the belly lower, or draw in towards the spine. Just breathe in here in this 3-part breath. Sometimes we have a tendency of really pushing this and trying to find the fullest expansion we can possibly find. Seeing if we can find a place between that ease and effort. So a big expansion, but maybe not pressing as far as we can go. Just finding that place right in the middle. As you're done with this 3-part breath, just return into a normal breath, or just, again, allowing the breath to be. The hands can find their way to the lap or beside the body. And as we get ready to get into our movement practice, our asana, I'd like to preface this by just reminding us that yoga is the yoking or the awareness of self and everything else as a whole. So a lot of times yoga is about self-exploration. So if I'd like to offer an intention of self-exploration today, but with this self-exploration, we try to do this from a place of non-judgment. Oftentimes we, when exploring ourselves, we tend to criticize ourselves or judge ourselves. So just offer you an intention today to explore yourself with non-judgment. So when you're ready, if you'd like to meet me on the mat, we're going to just start in a standing position. Again, if you're going to be using any gear, feel free to have those available. But I'm just here at the top of my mat. Well, I'm at the center, but feel free to find your way either at the top or the back of your mat. I like to start with rocking. So rocking back and forth from heels to toes. I like to start this way to find grounding, balance, stability. So as you rock, feel free to involve the hips. So as you rock to the toes, lift the heels, send the hips forward. And as you rock to the heels, lift the toes and send the hips back. Might be a little tricky with the balance. You can involve the upper body or the arms to offset this balance. Now I'll turn to the side just to demonstrate from the side. Connect the breath with this movement, either inhaling forward and exhaling back. Or inhaling back and exhaling forward. Noticing which one feels right for you. We're all different. But when you feel satisfied with this movement, maybe a few more rocks at a tall posture and relaxing the shoulders and opening the palm up to the front and finding a bit of stillness in this strong mountain pose. Again, tapping right into that intention for today. So we'll begin with a little bit of joint freeing. I always love to go into joint freeing. So starting at the top, we're still in the mountain pose. We can somewhat relax the arms, finding the shoulders away from the ears. Inhaling nice and tall. Exhaling the right ear to the right shoulder. Just breathe in here. You're done on this right side, inhaling back tall. Exhaling the left ear to the left shoulder. As you take a few breaths there, just remembering to relax the shoulders and allow the head and neck to do all the work. Inhaling back up tall to the center. Exhale, looking to the right. So we're trying to keep the shoulders relaxed to the front. The eyes and chin nice and level. We're just looking as far right as we like. Breathing here. Inhale tall. Exhale, look up to the right side. So as far left or far right and as far up as you like to look. Still relaxing the shoulders to the front and breathing into the belly. Notice what this side feels like, as we'll non-judgmentally compare it to the other side. We're just taking notes. Inhale, back neutral on the right side. Exhale, back to the center. Shake the head, yes, to reset. A big exaggerated yes, looking up and back. When you're done, inhale tall. Exhale, looking to the left. Shoulders relax to the front. Nice and tall spine. Looking as far left as you like. After a few breaths, on the next inhale, nice and tall, exhale, looking up to the left. Checking in with the shoulders, relax to the front. Breathing into the belly. When you're all done here, inhale back neutral on the left side, exhale back to the center. Reset with a yes. And then we'll combine these movements in the figure eights. So looking down to the left, up to the left, down to the right, up to the right. Inhale down to the left, up to the left. Exhale down to the right, up to the right. Go at your own breath pace a few more times. Shoulders relax to the front. And notice what you feel on this side. And then we'll switch directions. So we'll go down to the right, all the way across and up to the left, down to the left, all the way across and up to the right. Inhale down to the right, across and up to the left. Exhale down to the left, across and up to the right. Go at your own breath pace a few more times. And notice the similarities and differences between just switching the direction. You're all done. Coming back to the center. Resetting with a yes. And a deep belly breath. Then we'll go a little further into the neck rotation. So the half cradle, just looking down, the chin might meet the chest. And we're just going to go halfway in a rotation. So rotating the head until the left ear meets the left shoulder, and then rotating right back forward and around so the right ear meets the right shoulder. And just continue left to right in these half cradle, half rotations. Trying to keep the shoulders relaxed. When you're done, we can do the same, come into a neutral position, almost the same with the head tilted back, slightly looking up, rotating around. The chin might somewhat find the shoulder and rotating back around, chin finding the shoulder. Left to right. Just breathe in with this. Checking in with the shoulders. You're done. Back to the center, shaking the head. Yes. Or reset. And moving with this trend right downward, we're gonna go right into the shoulders and arms. So inhaling the arms out and up, palms meeting together, interlacing the fingers, exhale into the heart center. Inhale, and then exhale, allowing the palms to go out in front of us. Taking a few breaths here to relax the shoulders away from the ears, although we're stretching. And notice what you feel here in the upper back. Then inhale back into the chest, interlace the fingers the opposite way, and exhale right back out. Relaxing the shoulders, feeling where that stretch is with the fingers interlaced this way. Inhaling back into the chest. We can release the hands back down to the side. Then we'll go a little further into the shoulders. So we'll do inhale the arms out and up to the sky, palms meeting together, and then exhaling back down to the side body. Inhale out and up, palms meeting together, exhale down to the side body. And continue this 2 or 3 more times with your own breath. Allowing the shoulders to do all the work. And then when you're done there, we'll go in kind of a more of a full rotation sequence. So we'll be meeting the palms together in front of us. And as we inhale, we can allow the palms to open up to the side body beside the hips, all the way back and up. And then meet the back of the hands together above the head as we exhale forward and down. Twisting the palms open, inhaling back and up. Back of the hands, exhale forward and down. So as we inhale back and up, we can find the front of the shoulders. And as we exhale forward and down, we can find the back of the shoulders. A couple more times at your own breath pace. Exploring yourself, your shoulders. When you're all done in that direction, feel free to swing out the arms and shoulders. Take some deep belly breath here. Maybe bend the elbows at the top. Then we'll go the opposite direction with the rotations. So this time we'll find the back of the hands in front of us, all the way forward and up. And then exhale the palms outward as we come back and down. Back of the hands inhaling forward and up. Exhale, back and down. At your own breath pace a few more times. Noticing similarities and differences between switching directions. Connecting the breath with this movement again. And when you're all done, swinging out the arms and shoulders. One more shoulder, actually two more shoulder rotations are inhaling the shoulders forward and shrug, exhale back and down, inhale forward and shrug, exhale back and down. Continue this at your own breath pace. I like to slightly look up to prevent us from naturally wanting to look down with the shoulder shrug. Then go the opposite way. Inhale back, shrug, exhale forward, down at your own breath pace. Exploring the shoulders, the upper back. Non-judgmentally. When you're all done there, swinging out the arms and shoulders, staying nice and loose. And then we'll go right into our next shoulder rotation. So finding the arms out at a T shoulder level. We're going to do the exact same thing, just with the arms out. So we're reaching out to both sides to get the stretch across the upper back. And then we'll inhale the shoulders forward, shrug, exhale back and down. Inhale forward, shrug, exhale back and down, and continue this at your breath pace, slightly looking up. And notice what you notice here. And then go the opposite way. Inhale back, shrug, exhale forward and down. At your own breath pace. When you're all done, that's a little bit of work there, just swinging out the arms and shoulders, bending the elbows at the top. Breathing into the belly. Maybe already starting to feel that heat build. And so we'll continue this trend, working our way down. I like to call it the torso rotator. So turn it here to the side. We'll start with a slight forward fold, and then just swinging the torso around to the side, somewhat leaning to the other side, and then back around to the front. So with our balance in our feet, our hips nice and stable, we can start with some smaller rotations at first. Then if you'd like a little bit more, you can gradually get bigger with these torso rotators. The full range of motion for the lower lumbar spine. And go in the opposite way if you haven't done so. Noticing the similarities and differences between going in the different direction. Just breathing with this movement, getting out of this what you'd like to get out of this. Still staying with that intention of setting your self-exploration with non-judgment. When you're done with the torso rotators, just roll right into the hip rotators. So we're all pretty familiar, just rolling the hips around. I like to slightly look up to prevent a little bit of more forward folding with this. Allowing the hips to do all the work here. Seeing what the hips feel like today. and go on the opposite way if you haven't done so. When you're all done there, just finding ourselves in a tall mountain pose and then allowing leaning over to one side and kicking one foot out in front and rotating the ankles on one foot a couple times in each direction, looking right at the foot. Nice big circles with the toes. Noticing what we feel in this foot and ankle. Gently setting that down. Once we find our balance again, leaning over to the opposite side and kicking the other foot out. Looking right down at our foot and rotating the ankles. The ankle on the opposite side. Big circles with the toes. A couple times in each direction. Notice the similarities and differences between both sides. And then gently setting that down. Maybe shaking, a kick, a wiggle, and a breath. And just after freeing up a little bit of the joints and kind of lubricating the joints, we'll jump right into a little bit bigger movements, into some sun sal sequences and building right up to our peak poses and our warrior sequence in dedication to Veterans Gratitude Week. Once we find our strong mountain pose, we're just preparing ourselves for a little bit more heat building, a little bit more work. After a nice deep belly breath, inhaling the arms out and up, allow the hips to fall forward. Exhale, bend the knees into a forward fold. Here you can hang out if you have something specific in your practice, such as walking the hands around to the side of the body, keeping the opposite foot down and the opposite hip back. Feel free to do so to both sides. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting the hands and stepping the feet back into a plank or a push-up position. And here we'll hold this for just a moment to build a little bit more heat, a little bit of core work, as I provide the cues here. So walking the toes up just one or two little baby steps in order to make sure that the ball of the pinky toe is on the mat. And then reaching out through your heels in order to engage the legs. Pulling the shoulders away from the ears and putting the majority of the weight on the inside of the hands in order to engage the back. You're ready, inhale. If you need to drop the knees, please do so. Exhale, lower. Inhale, elongate the body. And exhale, push all the way up to the king cobra with the hips. Try to stay on the mat. Arms fully extended, shoulders away from the ears. Breathing into the belly. And then exhale, just push right back to a child's pose. Trying to sit to the heels. Drop the forehead to a block or the ground. And stretching the arms and shoulders forward. Using the hands to push back in your seat just a little bit more. Inhaling up to a neutral position on all fours, tucking the toes under, and exhaling the hips backing up for our down dog. And here, again, providing a few cues as we warm up the body some more. Finding the majority of the weight on the inside of the hands, the elbows and shoulders fully extended, the head just flopping between the shoulders. Feel free to shake the head or flop the head, yes, to decompress the neck. Again, the balls of the toes on the mat, the heels going towards the mat, but the hips going up towards the sky, and allow the chest to go towards the feet. Breathing into the belly and pulling the lower belly away from the top of the thighs. Walking the hands back to the feet until we come into a forward fold. Bending the knees, sweeping the arms out and up to the sky. Allow the hips to fall forward. And exhale the arms down to the side body, to our strong mountain pose. Just breathe in here. Checking in with the breath again. Seeing what it's doing naturally. And then doing a quick body scan. And you feel the heat building, the heart rate going up. We're just noticing. When you're ready, inhaling the arms out and up, hips falling forward. Exhale, bend the knees into the forward fold. Again, if you'd like to walk the hands side to side or even swing the hands and the torso left to right. Lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back or walk the hands forward into your upper plank or push-up position. The same cues again. Spreading the fingers, the weight on the inside of the hands, turning the elbows in towards the body, pulling the shoulders away from the ears to engage the back, the abdomen. Find the balls of the feet on the mat and reach out through the heels to engage the legs, allowing the hips to lower to that beautiful plank. If you need to drop the knees, feel free, and inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, elongate the body. Exhale, pushing up to your king cobra once again. I like to look up and allow the head to go up and back, breathing into the belly, breathing into the hips, breathing into the lower back. When you're ready, inhale, pushing through a neutral position and sitting back for a child's pose. Really stretching those shoulders, those arms and shoulders forward. Inhaling back up to a neutral position, tucking the toes. Exhale, the hips backing up for down dog. And in preparation to building into our warrior sequence, inhaling the left knee into the chest, hovering that above the mat, allowing the hips to lower. And then exhale, kicking that heel back and up to the sky. Feel free to hang the foot on the back side of the body or even fully flip the dog, dropping that foot behind the body and sending the hips up and over. After a breath there, the knee back up to the sky, the heel back up to the sky, creating space between the shoulders in order to inhale the knee into the chest and step that foot right between the hands. This time we're going to drop the back knee, untuck the back toes, and find our way to framing the front foot. You can adjust that front foot to the left or right, forward or back, till we can find our balance, and then inhale the arms out and up to the sky. Exhale, sinking into this low lunge. Shoulders relaxed, although the arms may be in the air. Feel free to drop the hands to the hips to further explore. Breathing into the belly. When you're done there, inhale the arms out and up. Exhale, framing the foot. Walking the back knee and foot back up. Then planting the hands, framing the foot. Inhale the knee back to the chest. And exhale, kick that heel back and up to the sky. And then set that foot down beside the other. Walk the dog. One heel to the mat at a time. Nice stretch into the calves. And then when you're ready, inhaling the right knee into the chest, into that plank. Lowering the hips, hovering the knee. After a deep belly breath here, inhale and exhale, kicking that leg up to the sky behind us. Feel free to bend the knee and hang the foot on the back side of the body, or fully flip the dog. Sending the hips up to the mat, up to the sky. Knee back up to the sky. Heel back up to the sky. Space between the shoulders to inhale the knee into the chest and step that foot between the hands. Drop in the back knee, finding your stability in the front foot. Inhale the arms out and up to the sky. Exhale, sinking as deep as you like into the low lunge. Shoulders relaxed, breathing into the belly and the hips. Dropping the hands to the hips to self-explore. Inhaling the arms out and up to the sky. Exhale, framing the foot. Walking the back knee and foot back up. Until we can inhale the knee into the chest. Exhale, kick the heel back and up to the sky. And setting that foot down to meet the other. Walking the dog. And bouncing into the hamstrings. And this time, allowing the tailbone to float across the sky as high as it might go as you take the smallest tippy toe steps up to the hands until you need to bend the knees into a forward fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms out and up to the sky, hips falling forward. And exhale, hands back down to the side body. Nice, deep, audible breath. Noticing the breath, what it's doing naturally. Quick body scan. the heat, the heart rate. Preparation for our warrior sequence and peak pose. Setting that intention one more time. That intention of self-exploration. This isn't a contest to, look like the magazine cover or to push ourselves as deep in these poses as we can go, but rather finding our version of these poses that feel right for us, invigorating, energizing, and stable. So inhaling the arms out and up, hips falling forward. Exhale, bend the knees into the forward fold. Swinging left to right if you like. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting the hands, step back to our plank. One more hold of the core. So fingers spread, balance on the inside of the hands, elbows into the body, shoulders away from the ears, balls of the toes on the mat, reaching out through the heels. On the next inhale, maybe lean a little bit over the hands. Exhale, lower to the mat. Inhale, elongate the body. Exhale, pushing up to our king cobra. Options to take it all the way up. Bringing the knees and the thighs and the hips off the mat. So just the tops of the feet are on the mat for your up dog. Breathe into the belly here. Dropping the knees of the hips and the forehead on the exhale. Inhale, pushing through a neutral spine on all fours. Exhale, sitting back for your child's pose. Inhaling up to a neutral position, tucking the toes. Exhale, the hips back and up, down dog. Inhale the left knee into the chest, hovering it above the mat. Exhale, kicking the heel back and up to the sky, creating space between the shoulders in order to inhale the knee into the chest and step the foot between the hands. This time, staying up on the back toes, the left foot going to the left, the right foot going to the right in order to find our balance. Inhaling the arms out and all the way up to the sky. Maybe extend through both legs, straightening both legs. And then on the exhale, sinking down as far as you like into your warrior one. Looking over the front knee to see the toes. Sliding that foot forward if you're not able to see the toes over the knee. Shoulders relaxed. Maybe taking the hands to the hips for a moment to breathe into this. When you're ready, inhale the arms back out and up. Exhale, dropping the back heel and dropping the arms to shoulder level. Looking over the back hand to make sure it's straight. And then exhale, sinking into that front leg. Looking out over the front hand. And if you want to check in with that front foot, looking at the toes in front of the knee. Relaxing the shoulders back and down. Turning the tail underneath to engage the core. And breathing into the belly for warrior 2. Again, self-exploration and finding that point between ease and effort, a little bit of stillness here. When you're ready, dropping the back arm, just allowing it to fall along the back leg and sending the front arm up and over, almost guiding the torso and the head up and back as we sink a little bit deeper into the front leg. Without crunching the back side of the body, just breathing into the belly for our peaceful warrior. Finding that point of ease and effort. Cartwheeling the arms forward, twisting back onto the toes on the back foot. Allow the arms to fall behind the body, interlacing the fingers together. And on the inhale, grow a little taller. In the exhale, dropping the left shoulder on the inside of the left knee and allowing the hands to fall forward over the head, or just as far as they are able to fall. For humble warrior. Hips are nice and square with the mat. Breathing into the belly. Releasing the hands, sweeping the hands forward and all the way up. Extending through the legs. And then exhale, sinking back into the warrior 1. In order to fold forward halfway and tippy-toe the back foot up until we can raise that back leg up towards the sky behind us into warrior 3. The point of ease and effort, trying to extend through the front knee, extend through the front hip, extend through the back heel, and extend through the arms. Breathing into the belly. When you're all done, inhale, sweeping the back leg forward and up into the chest and setting that foot down. Strong mountain pose. A nice deep audible breath. Checking in again with the breath. Checking in again with the body. And if you're at the front of the mat, find your way 3/4 towards the back of the mat again. And the last side, last bit of energetic movement here. Inhaling the arms out and up, hips falling forward. Exhale, bending the knees into the forward fold. Swinging left to right if you like. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping back into that plank. Inhale over the hands, exhale, lower. Inhale, elongate the body. Exhale, pushing up to either the king cobra or your full up dog. Inhale, a little taller. Exhale, lower. Inhale, pushing to all fours. Exhale, sit back for child's pose. Inhaling up to a neutral position, tucking the toes, exhale the hips back and up, down dog. Inhaling the right knee into the chest, into that plank. Exhale, kicking the heel back and up to the sky. Space between the shoulders to inhale the knee into the chest and step in that foot between the hands. Coming off the center line for balance. And when you're ready, inhaling the arms all the way out and up, extend through the legs. And then exhale, sinking into your strong warrior one. Shoulders relaxed. Breathing into the belly and adjusting that front foot until you can see the toes in front of the knee, 90-degree angle. Dropping the hands to the hips briefly for self-exploration. Inhaling the arms out and up. Exhale, dropping the back heel, twisting the body open, arms finding their way shoulder level, and sinking into your warrior two. Turning that tail under to activate the core. Checking in on the back and front hand, finding that bit of stillness. Dropping the back arm along the back leg, sending the front arm or backing up. The body and the head follows. Breathing into the belly as you sink into the front leg as far as you like. And cartwheeling the arms forward, twisting on back to the toes on the back leg. Inhale, extend the legs. Exhale, sink into the warrior one. Allowing the hands to interlace behind the back. Maybe you interlace the fingers the opposite way. Inhale and exhale, dropping the right shoulder into the inside of the right knee. Sweeping the arms forward and all the way up, extending through the legs. Exhale, sinking into the warrior one and tippy-toeing the back foot until we reach warrior three. Extending through the front leg and hip, extending through the back leg and heel, and extending through the arms. Breathing into the belly. Sweeping the back foot up and the knee into the chest, and stepping that foot right down to our strong mountain pose, where we will finish with the standing mountain pose, Savasana. For just a minute and a half or two. Checking in with the breath. Without changing it, just checking in to see what it's doing. Checking in with the body, the heart rate, maybe lowering with each exhale. The heat dissipating from the body. Finding that piece of gratitude in your life. That one thing that you're grateful for. Inhaling the arms out and up to the sky with just the fingertips meeting together in the center. as high as they might go, and exhaling back down to the side body. Inhaling the arms out and up, fingertips and palms meeting together in the center as high as they might go, and exhaling back down to the side body. And inhaling the arms out and up, fingertips, palms down to the heart center, relaxing the shoulders and elbows. One last deep belly breath. Sighing it away. And continue to think about those things that you are grateful for in your life. I'm grateful for all of y'all for practicing with me today. On behalf of Veterans Yoga Project and Veterans Gratitude Week, thank you so much. There are many ways that you can contribute or donate listed here in the chat on our webpage at veteransyogaproject.org. As well as social media as well. So thank you very much once again, and see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bridget.